All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for After the Rain, episode 7. All right.
Okay. Last episode was a doozy.
Yep.
And they hinted, or seemed to hint, that we might be getting more into the backstory and stuff of Kondo.
And the ex-wife.
Yes. Who totally didn't write that book that he picked up. And isn't at all why he's interested in literature books.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There were a lot of things last episode that I think had the two storylines of both Tachibana and Kondo being parallel to each other and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see what happens when they get into the potential, family dynamics of Kondo and his kid, and
because complications can happen there.
Complications could arise.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah.
Yes. It'll be interesting.
It will.
Yeah, guys. Without further ado, let's get into this. Yeah.
こんな時、何かを伝えられたらいいのに。電話とかじゃなくて。
Into the OP.
Am I a terrible person that when I hear that, I hear Emoto?
Oh, that specific.
Yeah,
oh, that's
that
funny.
Part, at that specific part.
I thought you were like this OP, and I was just like,
no.
Yeah, I hope it wouldn't be this OP and stuff, because no. Oh, I'm kind of happy you picked this one for the for this slot and stuff, because I didn't know like what to think about this one going into it, and there's something about this that just surprising how well they're, I'd say, handling such an interesting premise.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's with studio, which doesn't hurt.
友達のバイト先では店長公認のグループメッセがあって、そこでシフトのやり取りとかするらしいんです。ガラケー。
He has a flip phone.
ガラケーでもメッセってできるんだぜ。
そうなの？
それにあの店長がメッセを使いこなせるとは思えねえし。
Maybe you could help him. He definitely wants the group chat to happen. She's not there.
Yeah.
The fact that he's reading the reviews, that's not reading the reviews because he's looking to buy, methinks.
Yeah.
Clicking away. Yeah.
ああ、お疲れ。
店長が借りた本は面白かったですか？どんな本なんですか？
知り合いの書いた本なんだ。
店長のお友達ってことですか？
Well, not my friend per se. Yeah.
すごい。友達にそんな人がいるなんて。
And his insecurities and everything, like that's.
すごいのは本を書いた友人だよ。
Oh man! I didn't do anything. Wow.
本読んでるやつなんてこの世に5万
I could actually see him getting a little bit upset here.
説明もできるくらい詳しいし。
君が俺の何を知ってる？
Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. Oh.
Wow.
He heard all that.
And the rain comes in.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
There's a storm coming. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Busy time. I didn't see anyone out there. Saw like 5 or 6 people.
But, you know, that's how she is.
I appreciate his energy, though. Whoa! If that's supposed to be the speed of the clouds moving, yo, that's madness.
I mean, if a hurricane's coming...
Presentation! And she's thinking whether or not it was her doing. Yep. No, drop it! Oh.
掃除は後。作り直して。早く。はい。
Oh,
right.
Tachibana.
And she lives far away from here.
Yeah. I know that feel. Yeah, those words would sink deep into your soul if you were.
Especially since she had said that she wanted to know more about him.
Here.
He could potentially say something useful, though.
There's helpful things in his words.
Yeah.
So at the very least, you know, she could snap out of her funk, you know,
right,
because of it. Oh. It's her. It's her. She's coming to help him. To help him get better. Holy crap. Oh. Okay,
right.
Here we go. Here we go. I think he's smart enough to realize. Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, buddy. Oh, this is painful. I think what's even more painful is thinking about how badly this could go.
Well,
because
bad
communication
is better than no communication.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's true. Whoa.
You're special to her.
Right. Well, you don't know anything about how she feels about you, apparently, so...
Yeah.
So...
俺からしたら立花さんの方がはるかに素敵だよ。
じゃあ、どうしてこんなに胸がちぎれそうなの？
若さっていうのは時に乱暴で凶暴なものなんだ。
I love how the lights are
moving
from her towards him.
その時に感じた感情というのは、いずれかけがえのない財産になる。今はわからなくても。
私が店長のことを好きなのは迷惑ですか？私ではダメですか？
ダメなわけないじゃないか。立花さんは誰から見たって素敵に違いないよ。ダメなんてことは決してない。
The thing is, powers out. He could eat his words very easily because that's what she's trying to tell him.
Yep. Seriously. Is he gonna see that here?
立花さんといると忘れていたそのかけがえのない財産ってやつを思い出すことができるよ。迷惑なんかじゃない。むしろ感謝しているんだ。
The lighting in this show is amazing. This is the ending.
Yep.
Yeah.
この感情に名前を付けるのはあまりに軽薄だ。今彼女が抱えている不安を取り払って救ってやりたい。たとえ自分にそんな資格があるとは思えなくても、この感情を、この この感情を恋と呼ぶにはあまりにも軽薄だ。今このひととき
And she's just dumbstruck by this.
君の雨に濡れよう。どこまでも青く懐かしさだけで触れてはいけないものを
Yes, that's
僕だけ
good.
が守れる。今このひととき
Oh, this is so
降りし
beautiful.
きる君の雨に君と濡れよう。
Wow.
どこまでも青く輝き続けられるように今僕だけが祈れる。
これは友達
Yes.
友達としてのハグ。
友達店長
Yeah, well, let's pass that off as him fever talking. Yeah.
店長が出てきたと思ったら今度は立花さんが風邪だなんて。
どうしたんすかね。昨日は普通に元気そうでしたよね。お前目節穴な。なんすか節穴って。
なんかバイトなんて行くから。
Yes, that's the reason.
じゃあお母さん仕事に行ってくるから。
電車まだ動いてるみたいだから。
店長一人で大丈夫ですか。
ほらちゃんと乗って濡れちゃうよ。お願いします。
Yeah. No. Hmm.
友達
Bruh.
That moment when you just then your mind wanders to something stupid that you did, and you're like, ah.
The show.
Yeah,
That was so frustrating. Oh. I love that he said it would be too frivolous to call this thing love, and no. The thing he said after that about not just liking it because of nostalgia.
Right.
That was the part that I was like, yes, you're in the right place. You're in the right headspace here. Now, here's the thing. Yes, I know this. Yeah, the ending is so good. But here's something that's I think is really important to distinguish also here. Is I think in the slightest way and the negative, his protector instinct came in.
Right.
And he realized that he needs to guard her feelings as she's, being so vulnerable with him.
Yeah.
But the problem is that for her, that's going to be interpreted as a reciprocation of the feelings. So in some ways, he's right to say the friends thing. But the problem is that in a lot of ways, relationships like that starts with one person initiating, and one person essentially just kind of going, yeah, I resonate with that.
Wow. Okay,
so we got confirmation that was the ex-wife for sure. That's about as close as we can get to actual conversation without it being actual confirmation.
So this was fantastic because there were a lot of the highs and lows in this episode, right?
Yeah.
From the standpoint of the emotions and everything, because they had a point where there was actual like true conflict between them, right? There wasn't like external stuff of like, oh, you don't
know anything about me.
Right. It was just you don't know anything about me, which the thing is that's like one of the worst things that he could have said. Because it's true, so it's not something that can be dismissed, but it's something that she's actively, aggressively been trying to change.
And you're not helping that.
And you're not helping, right?
Yep.
So then, oh boy. And it was all based on like, this was her trying to get to know him better, right? She, like, this was actually her being like, okay, how do I actually get him to, like, you know, text and things like that? And
the whole book thing in the last episode.
Exactly, right. But then, you know, because of this, she ended up going to his place, you know, to check on when he's sick, or just to, you know, apologize for what she said. That's the main thing, you know. But then they were able to have that conversation, and it was really good because he remembers that. That's right. My little remarks are making someone's heart flutter, and that also means that it can do a lot of other things too. So, and they communicated about it. They talked about it like adults, and then that part where the hug, the embrace, right? That was excellent. I love that so much, that because it communicates so much, and like the whole feeling of him wanting to communicate just how he feels,
right,
with the contradiction or the conflict that he's also like, but I'm not supposed to communicate that feeling, right? Because that's frowned upon, you know, and all that. So the backpedaling of as friends, right? It bothers me. I don't think it bothers me quite as much as it bothers you, but it does bother me.
It bothers me in a specific way.
Right. Because the thing is that I've seen anime specifically do this, where it's like, now let's hardcore backpedal because you know, we need to wait until the end of the season for anything like that to happen, which is frustrating. But with how it's set up, with everything that's at stake and all those things here, it makes sense. And the thing is that and the thing is that it wasn't immediate also.
All right.
He held her for a while.
For a long while.
So that was absolutely communicated.
It was real.
You know, it was very real.
It became something else to her.
Right, exactly.
Feverish dreams.
Yeah. The whole thing of the umbrellas falling over, you know, that's probably where his mind was going to, and so he's like, and I'm just gonna you know, put a wall there.
What I think is important here, though, is that when he approached the first time, though, there was a desire to protect, there was a desire to comfort, and there was a desire to I would say give her strength in order to hold on to this treasure. But the thing is that when he said that it would be too frivolous to call this feeling love, and then what did he say? It's like, I'm not doing this just because of nostalgia or something like
and
that.
Also, he didn't say it would be too frivolous to call this feeling love. He said it would be too frivolous to name this feeling.
Yes, yeah. but the thing of the nostalgia, not just doing this because of the good feelings of nostalgia. What I think is really cool here is that he's not doing this to try and feel young again, but if anything, he's saying, I'm going to make an active effort to be the person that you kind of see me as, because that's something that I kind of owe to you in some way, because you're calling it up in me, and I do appreciate, and I should be giving something back to you, specifically because this is something that's kind of interesting in a lot of love stories like this, is there's this unequivocated, kind of non-reciprocated,
or unequal relationship, where it's very one-sided, even if it's something that is reciprocated.
They may say some things, but in terms of their actions, this is something that I thought was really special. And of course, he had to douse the fire with, you know, this is just friends.
But
it sounds more like he's, in some ways, this is something that's a little bit meh. It sounds like he's afraid.
Yes, absolutely.
And in some ways, he's basically saying, keep it in your pants, Kondo. Like, not like actually that was where things were going to go. But
the idea that was even something that would be potentially on the table, he's like, nope, abort. Yep. Hold on. But the thing of the fact that you said the dousing, you know, putting the water on the flames, that, thank you for using that exact term, because I was going to bring that up, is that one of the reasons that I loved that whole scene so much was he was realizing that just how amazing it was that she believes in him so much and she thinks so highly of him and all of this, so that he doesn't want to douse that flame. Even though that's the thing that he still does to protect himself, right? But he's still bringing, like he mentioned, I'm going to, you know, put down my umbrella, you know, and be in the rain with her, you know.
Yeah. Now here's the part that's kind of annoying also to me. Mm-hmm. We don't know if he said that out loud or not.
Oh, I'm positive almost that it's well, yeah, cause
internal
because he was referring to her in the third person. So yeah, no. Right, but
yeah, I guess you're right. There's no way it was verbalized.
So even though there is that aspect of him dousing the fire in that sense, everything that he was doing was basically saying it's kind of like the love conquers all thing that you'd get in like Disney or something like that, where it's something that's so precious that when you see it and you actually see it, right, and you take the time to look at it,
right,
how can it not move you? How can it not affect you, change you? You know, like, because you can't, like, unless your heart is a brick.
Yeah,
you know.
I think that's good, because he was struggling to name it, so I think he was more overwhelmed than afraid in the beginning. But the thing is that I feel like he was not happy with how he seemed to lose control. Like, he felt like compelled, like it was like it's like I have to, like,
right.
He couldn't hold himself back, and I think that's where she's at. She's been in this constant state of like, I have to spend time with you, and he's now starting to feel that same thing, and I think he's just freaked out by it. But it's not something about where we know what it is yet for him.
Right, and hence the whole thing of, you know, him smoking a cigarette and then, you know, like, I've had so many of those moments.
So many of those moments. Like, can anyone else relate? Because like that was probably one of the funniest, saddest moments of the episode.
Because it could mean so many different things, anything, but oh my gosh.
But the actual act of that? Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, like
I just saw like girls' names pass by, like, as I saw that scene. I was just like, her.
Oh yeah.
All of these stupid moments.
But I feel like that goes hand in hand in a lot of ways with the thing you were talking about of him feeling like he was losing control, because the thing is that he probably sees it as him losing control, not wanting to do that, but the fact is he's so far from that ditch, he doesn't need to worry about it. The part where it showed him before he embraced her, because the whole animation for that scene is amazing. Wit, thank you so much, you were amazing.
Yes.
But when he opens his hands up, and this is the thing, because it's not just that he was reaching towards her, because the tentative reaching towards something that you
he started out like this.
That alone, the reaching is fantastic, and I love scenes in shows or movies or whatever, stories that do that, right?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite, like, gestures to communicate things in storytelling. But it was also the fact that he was opening his hands and holding them up, right? He wasn't trying to grasp something. He was trying to receive something. And that's it's like,
that was very intentional symbolism.
It's showing that his heart and mind and everything is absolutely in the right place, even though he is his own worst enemy in a lot of ways, of, you know, of just getting in his own way and
doing stupid things.
Right, exactly. But the fact that they're able to make the displays be so powerful, so that even when stuff like that happens, that can show how they complement each other, right? That she is the more aggressive and assertive, you know, person that will be able to push past that in a lot of ways and say, come on, you're being stupid, you know, like, like that it would have been a bit cliche, but I would have absolutely loved if they used a baka right there. Like,
no, I would not. No,
like not a loud baka or anything, but just like, come on, you know, like.
Yeah, I think you're kind of soapier than I am with regards to romantic stuff. I don't want to hear the word baka in this type of show. Like, oh wait, we already have technically. I think, right?
Yeah,
yeah. It's from her to him. I think.
Yep.
But yeah, I generally don't.
Right,
like
right. The moment
very sensitive moments.
Well, right, exactly, like because
very tender.
Exactly,
moments,
but the thing is, but the fact that who Tachibana is and stuff, that's what makes me not worry, right? Because it seemed more like she was peeved and frustrated, like you ruined the moment with that, which is exactly what we're feeling. Yeah. You know, but it's not a denying of the moment, right? If that makes sense.
Sure.
Which is more of something that would be Kondo's style. Right. And so the very fact that he was doing that, it could be that he was thinking and his mind was going places, or it could just be that he was like, that actually happened. Yeah.
Sure. Did you figure out what the calculation? Because I was trying to think of it.
Okay, so 32 plus 9/5. So it was
plus 9/5. You mean
9/5 times the number.
Right. Plus 32.
Right. Exactly. So, if it was like 30, 38 or whatever it was,
so it'd be 200 and like.
Well, no. So you double that, but then subtract 20% of what the original was. So 20% is about 8, maybe 7 or 8, 7.5. So that takes it down to about 30. Well, okay. So 38. Then double that. So that's 76 plus 32. That's 108 minus 8, like 7.5. So that's a fever of about 100, 101 or so.
That's good.
So and that was going down. So it's like, okay, going down back within.
And was that 30? Was that the 38?
Yeah. I think there was that one point she had like 38.8. So that's when when it's like, okay, 102.
Okay, so it wasn't actually as high as I thought it was going to be.
When it's like 40, if you ever see like the anime where it's
40,
like
you're
40 degrees Celsius, it's like that's bad. That's go to the hospital. Yeah,
because it is the number times 9/5 plus 32, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So that would have been if it was 40, that would have been 360. Divided by 5
minus exactly 8. Or so you double it and then minus exactly 8 because it divides evenly. So that'd be 80, 112 minus 8, 104. So 40 degrees Celsius, 104.
And that's where you start hallucinating.
That's where the crazy stuff can happen. It's different for everybody, but that's just you don't want to be there.
Yeah, I once had a fever once to the point where it was around 104, and I was trying to go to the bathroom. Oh, yeah. And I walked out the hallway, and the hallway just started to spin like this. So I grabbed onto a doorknob or something, like a doorknob.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was slowly like losing sense of gravity, and then the hall started to turn like this, and I just started screaming, just like I gotta hold on. And literally I don't remember who it was, like a parent or something like that came up. They're like, Caleb, it's okay, and I was just like just freaking out and stuff. And it's like, you get a high fever, it mess you up. But this
episode is fantastic.
This is a rough episode.
Animation.
I think the lighting and everything in this episode needs to be praised. I liked the inclusion of the ED
as like an acoustic or whatever that was. Yeah. But that was like absolutely fantastic.
Like a violin.
Right. Yeah. Instrumental. Because the fact that it was the ending, not the opening, because I know the opening is like what's traditionally used as right. That opening's great. Opening's great, but the ending is
The ending is where it's at with this show,
exactly,
for real.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you so much for watching this reaction discussion.
Yes.
If you want to see the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. Any level of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about stories or just whatever. And Jacob's going to promote something here real quick.
Indeed. So my sci-fi novel, Battle Lines, is available for pre-order still. So link in the pinned comment down below to the Kickstarter. You can get your copy there, and you really should, because the characters are fantastic, dialogue's fantastic, and it's just generally a really awesome story.
So maybe that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.